So, you want to have a meditation practice, but I'm sure if you've ever tried to meditate, you have suffered through what countless other meditators have suffered through, this unending narration, this monkey mind of yours that just chitters away, will not stop yapping, and it's harder and harder for you to focus on your breath. Well, I have a solution that at least has worked for me, and I believe it will help to work for you. The question is, do you have 10 minutes? Because 10 minutes is really all you need, and 10 minutes is short enough that you do not have any excuses. 10 minutes is all it takes to build a daily mindset and meditation practice. Now, note I said mindset and meditation practice. My version, I like to call them M&Ms, M&M, mindset and meditation, is part a little bit funny because I like to think of them as my daily treat. So I like to call them M&Ms, and it motivates me to keep doing them. But also because a deliberate reason, which is I like to entrain my brain to believe positive beliefs. Because meditation, especially for someone who is not used to it, you're told often to focus on your breath. And yes, that is true. That is one version of meditation, but there are also other types of meditation that I think can help you. When your mind is allowed to wander freely and it doesn't have a focal point, it becomes very, very hard to keep it still and to be able to bring it back to the breath again and again. It can be challenging, especially if your mind wanders a lot. But I find that if I create an M&M, a affirmation that I can focus on, it allows my brain to relax into that one focal point, like an anchor thought. And it allows me to more gently move between that thought and coming back to my breath. Over time, it also has the added benefit of strengthening the neural pathways that really entrain your brain to adopt that self-belief, that M&M. I have been doing this for years, and it has completely transformed my life. I am a lifelong meditator, and I was just very fortunate from a very young age to learn how to meditate, but I was never really told what to do with my monkey mind. What do you do with it aside from the standard return to your breath? This is the method that I've created that has allowed me to have a multi-purpose focus when I meditate, to not only focus on my breath, allow myself to regulate my breathing, allow myself to enhance my inner calm and ability to focus, but also to entrain my brain in a positive direction, the way that I would like it to go. Today's video is going to explain how I do this practice, plus the science behind why it works. And future videos are going to be quick and easy. I'm going to be doing 10-minute mindset meditations so that you can do them along with me. But this video is going to be diving deep into the method, why it works scientifically. Before we get into it though, I want to ask, are you merely interested or dedicated to improving yourself? Do you simply want to dabble in self-improvement, or are you really willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goals? Because I often ask myself this. There are so many ups and downs in life, and I tend to perform really well when I feel great inside. When my mindset's right, I do really well. Next question, do you want to be dragged or propelled to greatness? Do you ever wonder what it would be like, how you could be, if you had unstoppable self-belief? If you've ever asked yourselves questions like this, then you're similar to me, and I hope that you take me up on this invitation to really give yourself what's best, a fully realized, deeply embodied sense of self. If you're serious about being the absolute best you, I want to share the daily practice that has made all the difference for me. Multiple times a day, I enjoy a Victus M&M treat, and it centers and strengthens me all day long. I used to torture myself, to put myself down. I demanded perfection, and of course that is impossible, but that didn't stop me from faulting myself, and I really made myself miserable, but not anymore. When the pain became unbearable, I came up with the Victus mindset. What is Victus? It's Latin for living or way of life. And it reminds me to be intentional about how I live my life, starting with the words and thoughts that I'm choosing to think. Every day, I entrain my brain with a Victus mindset meditation, and it only takes a few minutes a day, but it is a life-changing practice. I am happier and more motivated, able to take action and expand my comfort zone with significantly less fear, anxiety, or stress. And I'm using it now to pursue all of my passions. So gone are the days of denying who I am. I am pursuing all of my dreams without the shackles of old limiting beliefs, and I want the same for you. And if you enjoy this practice today, please subscribe to my Substack to get a new one every day. I post daily M&Ms in my handwritten artistic style of calligraphy, and that is going to be the daily affirmation that I'm going to be practicing for myself, and then I'm inviting you to practice as well. If you're interested, you can subscribe for free at marissavictus.substack.com. Then commit to doing the practice as many times as you can. Do what you can whenever it suits you. And if you're really serious about maximizing your reps, use all of your senses. This is the focal point of my M&M practice, and I like to think of it as a 5-point star system. We are going to make it sparkle in our minds. Number 1, C. First, we're going to just look at the M&M. We're going to read it silently to ourselves. And the reason why is it cultivates your inner voice, your wisdom and intuition inside of you. Second, hear. Read it out loud. Hear yourself saying the M&M in your own voice. This strengthens your outer voice, your confidence and expression. And the more you do it, the more you say the M&M with conviction, it's going to grow stronger. Your outer voice is going to grow stronger the more that you do this. Number 3, feel your feelings. While you meditate during this third phase, you close your eyes and you take 10 deep, steady, calming breaths. And that's when you're going to focus your attention inward. Allow yourself to completely embody the message. Imagine how it would feel in your body to believe the message wholeheartedly. Imagine what you'd be able to do when it becomes one with you. And really feel the joy you will have when you truly believe in yourself and trust the most important person in your life, you. Number 4, you touch. Electrify your intention to heal with the power of kinesthesia. With your hands in your heart, lock in the goodness of this healing practice. Acknowledge the immense power of taking the time to honor yourself today. Welcome the love that you have for yourself and remind yourself it is always there waiting and ready for you. Now, number 5 is speak. This is where I like to think of it as the tip of my 5-point star. Here we're going to express ourselves, and this is going to maximize the dopamine reward system in your body. So for the first 4 points, you have really looked inward. The 5th point is where we are sending our message out into the world, like we are shooting our own unique star into the universe. You could make it very simple. You could go to my M&M post of the day, and you could just simply hit the like button to affirm the message, or you could comment. You could express what this practice made you feel for the day. Or you can 10x your intention by sharing the action that you are doing or already have taken to actively align yourself with the message. So if the message was, for example, I'm going to take better care of myself, you could literally write in the comments something as simple as, I took 10 deeply calming breaths today. That's it. That's all you have to do. Bonus points. If somebody else commented, you could hit like on their comment as a little virtual high five from you to them. So whatever you decide to do, whether it's a detailed comment or a simple like or thumbs up emoji, do what feels right for you. Do something, anything, whether it's in real life with somebody you know and love and care about, a friend or family member, to affirm the message to yourself and share this goodness with the world outside of you. This is actually precisely what I am doing. I do this daily M&M practice. But when I actually make the post online and I share my M&M calligraphy with everyone and I post this, I'm actually shooting out the point of my 5-point star. I'm affirming the message that I've posted. Let's get into the science. Why would you want to do this anyway? The first 4 points of our star, they work together to regulate our body's nervous system. It's shifting us out of that sympathetic nervous system where we are fighting, flighting, freezing, or fawning. That we regularly, unfortunately, experience throughout the chaos of a regular day. When we take the time, just 5 or 10 minutes out of our schedule to enjoy the M&M and go inward, the 4 points automatically center us and activate our parasympathetic nervous system so we can rest and digest. This is going to give us greater focus and clarity of thought so we can take intentional yet relaxed action. And the more reps that we do, the more steps we take toward our goals, this helps to further strengthen our neural connections to really entrench our brain with that as a default way of thinking, as opposed to just a practice that we're trying to build. It slowly over time becomes our new regular default neural pathway, and that's going to help propel us to greatness. Now, the 5th point of that star, it also is backed in science because it packs a powerful punch. It is actively rewiring your brain when you engage in the material. Your brain sees you actually taking action and you're not being a passive consumer anymore. It's the same thing as waking up early every day. Let's say that you have a habit of sleeping in all the time. If you start developing a practice of waking up early in the day and telling your brain, I am an early riser. You do that coupled enough times with taking that action and your brain seeing that you're taking that action, eventually it will become one with you. And you're going to say, see, I am an early riser. And then it is your identity. Well, same thing here. The 5th point of actually engaging with the M&M and expressing it outwardly into the world, it counts as a quick and easy first win. The more action you take, the more stars you're going to shoot throughout the day, the more progress you're going to make to win with your emotions, goals, and life. And what's more, there is an added benefit to doing this. Like the reason why we close our intention with a moment of reflection, that we have taken this time to help ourselves, we are taking the time to intentionally celebrate the sincere effort we're making to embody the message and adopt it as an integral part of us. That has a benefit, a chemical benefit to our brain. It immediately gives our brain a hit of dopamine. That is part of the seek and reward cycle. It's going to further make us want to repeat the practice. And when you give yourself the hit of dopamine now, you're celebrating the process rather than reserving it for some distant future when some sort of ultimate goal is achieved. Instead, you are celebrating it now. And the reason why that is so important is it gives you 6 bonuses. 1, by not delaying your pride and joy until after you have reached this long-term goal, you're going to avoid a drastic drop of dopamine known as post-achievement depression. By celebrating now, number 2, your brain notes how much it matters to you, and it will not be long before your reticular activating system in your brain looks for ways to make the message one with you, to really embody it as part of your identity. Number 3, when you participate, engaging with the material actively in your world, whether that's virtually or with your family and friends, you are supercharging your entrainment with the power of community. So that old adage, sharing is caring, it really is true. When you like someone else's comment, like a virtual high five, when you cheer someone else on in real life, we are all able to overcome our obstacles much more easily when we do it together. And when you share your thoughts with others, you see you're not alone. You're climbing your Everest just like other climbers around you. And you have the same insecurities and obstacles to overcome as other people. So whatever you write, it actually might inspire someone else to do the same. It's a dopamine boosting act of altruism that helps others, not only you. Number 4, you learn once and for all to stop postponing your happiness. This is how we generate a never-ending cycle of dopamine to motivate us. We have to celebrate the steps as we climb, not just the summit. Number 5, if you are like me, the chemical rewards in your body that you actually feel and this surrounding sense of community, it's going to feel so good. You're going to want to repeat this transformational practice every day. And number 6, your dedication and determination is going to grow exponentially when you start noticing your thinking and emotions shift. They are going to be more positive overall, and that is going to help you take more action in your day-to-day life. Just remember, to truly benefit, the best way is to repeat the 5-star practice many times. Generate as many stars as you can each day. Launch them into the sky and watch the best of you sparkle and shine. But a word of caution, do not be surprised if you don't feel like it, okay? We, especially in the beginning, you are going to possibly not feel like repeating the process because we live in a society that is literally obsessed with instant gratification. We get so many posts and alerts and emails and messages and news articles, everything competing for our attention. But we have to remember, this is a mindfulness practice that we are trying to build. So make mindfulness a top priority. Personally, like I said before, I love to use humor to motivate me to stick to my routines. So when I say it's an M&M, it's a way for me to motivate myself because when I picture an M&M, I love chocolate. I love candy. If someone handed me an M&M, you better believe I'm not going to turn it down. I'd always want to eat it no matter how many times a day an M&M was offered to me. So picturing an M&M, it really makes me laugh. And when I picture it in my hand, it's like this cue that's reminding my mind to just eat it, and I launch into my 5-star M&M routine. But in all seriousness, the M&M really is no joke. The and in M&M is really intentional because you have to commit to both parts of the practice. Number 1, focus training for your mindset. And number 2, focus meditation to entrain and reprogram your brain multiple times a day. If you are serious about improving yourself and actually reaching your goals, you have to be dedicated to the repetition. You have to train your monkey mind to not jump to the next thing. And you don't want to just scroll your life away anyway. So let's give ourselves this gift. The purpose is to be still and engage with just this one message at least 5 times a day if you're serious about really making a lot of change. And I do mean real change, not just how you feel, but the physiological changes, the chemical changes you can actually produce in your brain given the power of neuroplasticity. So yes, repetition is required. It's the repetition that rewires our neural circuitry and prunes away older unhelpful neural programs. It's the repetition that entrains our brain to make a mindset practice a permanent way of life. But relax. Repetition can be easy. Really, it doesn't have to be complicated. You can enhance your neuroplasticity by folding it into your regular routine. So I like to do it 5 times a day. And it's easy for me to remember. Number 1, when I wake. Number 2, when I start my work. Number 3, when I take a break. Number 4, when I eat a meal. And number 5, when I go to bed at night. That's at least 5 times a day to be mindful, to take control of who I am in the present moment. And I know it's the best treat that I can give to myself. These M&Ms really have transformed my life, and the results speak for themselves. With the right mindset, I take the right action. And plus, I feel happy and excited imagining how much farther along I'm going to be the longer I keep this practice up. So, That's why I am practicing it in public. I really am passionate about this practice. And I truly believe if you join me in these just like 5-minute videos, do you really have an excuse to not do something for 5 minutes? I mean, really, we waste so much time all the time. You pick a show and it bombs, but here you are, you just keep watching episode after episode because you get this whole like I have to finish it complex. No. 5 minutes, you can do anything for 5 minutes. And I really strongly believe it will improve your life if you're anything like me. And I have suffered through so much and so many limiting beliefs that have faded away because I have entrained my brain to adopt much more empowering, positive self-talk using the M&Ms. Day after day, I like to think of these M&M posts as a great big bag of M&Ms. And I am going to pick my favorites to add to the bag and share them with you. So for your benefit and mine, let's put our minds where our mouths are. Let's repeat our M&M for today. Let's make it really uplifting. And let's make the focal point, I have unstoppable self-belief. And let's do it. Let's do a quick little practice right now. So first, we're going to read the post. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. I have unstoppable self-belief. Now we're going to read it out loud. I'm going to give you a couple moments to just read that to yourself a few times. Okay, now let's read that out loud. We're going to speak it. I have unstoppable self-belief. And I want you to say it out loud too, with conviction. Not in a timid, meek, unsure way, but with conviction and confidence. I have unstoppable self-belief. And now let's move into the meditation practice. Let's close our eyes and take 10 deep, restorative breaths. Now, as your thoughts begin to wander, gently bring them back to your breath and really allow yourself to periodically think about the M&M. I have unstoppable self-belief. And allow yourself to really embody the message. Your mind might wander a bit and maybe envision what you might look like if you had unstoppable self-belief. Maybe you would be giving a talk at a conference or attending a meeting and speaking with so much confidence and conviction. Maybe you'd be trying something new that you haven't tried before. Maybe you decide to take up painting and you're using the brush in a way that's not timid, but allowing yourself and your creativity to flow freely. In whatever way you envision this mindset for yourself, how would you truly embody it? And as you breathe, allow your breath to really fill your lungs to capacity and really adopt the belief as if it's breathed into you and becoming one with you. And perhaps on the exhalations, you're expelling all the limiting beliefs of your past that might have prevented you from accepting this belief. Now, before we open our eyes, place your hand on your heart and really allow yourself to give thanks, appreciation, and gratitude to yourself for giving yourself this time. Time to just be with yourself, to accept all the feelings that arose, to allow yourself to entrain your brain to adopt this empowering belief and really lock in that goodness. And as you start to become more alert, think about how you could shoot this message out into the universe. Do you have friends or family you could share this message with or encourage them in this direction? How would it make you feel to help someone else adopt this empowering belief? And gently open your eyes. And if you can, if you feel comfortable, do shoot your star into the universe. Share this message with somebody you love and care about. Or if you don't have anyone in real life to do that, you're always welcome to come to my Substack and participate there. And I hope that you enjoyed this little example. The more you do it, the more you can entrain your brain to adopt these wonderful, empowering self-beliefs. And always remember the why behind what you're doing. These M&Ms really bring synergy to positive self-talk and meditation and merge them into something that's easy and practical. This 5-star system really can give you unstoppable self-belief. And just remember, you do not have to live an unhappy, unfulfilled life. I know, because I was depressed and anxious for many years, trying to wear this mask that other people wanted me to wear. And these M&Ms have shown me it's okay to be who I am and grow into who I choose to be. And I just wish I had created this practice earlier. This M&M practice is what I wish I had when I was growing up, trying to figure out how to live my life. And now that I have it, I'm going to continue to practice it until the day I die, because I really know the process of self-improvement and self-acceptance, it never ends. And now I know the process does not have to be painful. It takes only a few minutes, and I feel amazing when I do it. And I feel confident when I'm taking action. I feel energized instead of fearful, like I can take on anything. And that's what keeps me coming back for another handful of M&Ms. So come join me. I've got plenty to share. It's really never too late to live your life to the fullest. Enjoy the process of becoming who we wish so very deeply to be. And and savor life's richness by sharing the goodness in all of us. Try it and see how sweet life can be. Enjoy an M&M one day at a time. Give yourself the very best, a truly authentic you. And remember, Vita est pro victus. Life is for living, truly living. Thanks so much and take care until next time.